Could this be the most talked about connection to come out of Little Singles so far? What really happened when JJ and John finally spent time together during what many viewers are calling one of the season's most memorable dates? Was there genuine chemistry from the very beginning? Or did the cameras simply capture two people taking the first steps toward getting to know one another? Since the episode aired, fans have been sharing countless opinions across social media, analyzing every smile, every laugh, every thoughtful conversation, and even the quiet moments in between. Some believe the pair formed an instant connection, while others feel it's still far too early to know where their relationship might lead. In today's video, we're taking a closer look at everything that unfolded during the date, exploring what viewers actually saw on screen, what has been publicly shared by the cast, and why this particular moment has become one of the biggest talking points of the season. Dating shows have a unique way of creating unforgettable television because they blend real emotions with the uncertainty of meeting someone new. Every conversation, every first impression, and every shared experience has the potential to become a defining moment. Little Singles has quickly captured viewers' attention by highlighting authentic personalities, meaningful interactions, and the challenges of building relationships while navigating life in front of television cameras. Among all the memorable moments this season, few have generated as much discussion as JJ and John's date. Their time together immediately sparked debate among fans, with some convinced they shared undeniable chemistry, and others believing they were simply enjoying a comfortable and respectful first meeting. Regardless of where viewers stand, the date left a lasting impression and inspired countless conversations online. Throughout this video, we'll revisit the highlights of their interaction, examine the moments that stood out the most, explore the wide range of fan reactions, and carefully separate what was actually shown on screen from the speculation that has spread across social media. By the end, you'll have a clearer picture of why this date continues to generate so much excitement among Little Singles fans. From the very beginning of Little Singles, one of the most exciting parts of the experience has been watching complete strangers step outside their comfort zones in hopes of finding a meaningful connection. Among the participants who quickly caught viewers' attention were JJ and John. Each arrived with their own personality, life experiences, and expectations, making the possibility of seeing them paired together especially intriguing. While no one could predict exactly how their meeting would unfold, audiences were eager to see whether their personalities would naturally complement one another. The show's dating format played a major role in bringing them together. Rather than relying solely on instant attraction, the series encourages participants to spend quality time together through carefully planned dates designed to create genuine conversations. Instead of rushing into dramatic moments, the format gives people an opportunity to relax, share personal stories, and gradually discover whether there is real compatibility beneath those important first impressions. Before the date even began, viewers had already started forming opinions based on earlier episodes. Some believed JJ's outgoing personality would immediately help break the ice, while others wondered whether John's quieter and more thoughtful approach would create a slower, more cautious start. That uncertainty added an extra layer of anticipation, because reality television often reminds audiences that first expectations don't always match what eventually happens. As soon as the two met, viewers naturally paid attention to every small detail. Their smiles, greetings, and initial body language became talking points almost immediately. Even subtle gestures, such as maintaining eye contact, sharing relaxed laughter, or briefly pausing before answering questions, gave audiences clues about how comfortable they might have been feeling. Whether intentional or not, these small moments often communicate just as much as spoken words. The early conversation also helped establish the tone for the rest of the date. Rather than feeling overly rehearsed, the interaction appeared to flow naturally as they learned about each other's interests, personalities, and outlook on relationships. They asked thoughtful questions while allowing space for honest answers, creating an atmosphere that felt welcoming instead of overly pressured. Making a positive first impression is especially important in a dating environment where time together is limited. Participants know that every conversation may influence future decisions, making even simple exchanges feel meaningful. JJ and John seemed aware of that balance, trying to present themselves authentically while remaining open to getting to know someone completely new. It didn't take long for fans to become invested in the interaction. Some viewers immediately noticed what they believed was easy chemistry, while others focused on the slower pace of the conversation and appreciated that neither person appeared to force the connection. Regardless of individual opinions, the date quickly became one of the episodes people wanted to discuss, setting the stage for everything that followed. As the date continued, several conversations stood out because they allowed both JJ and John to move beyond introductions and begin sharing more about themselves. Instead of remaining focused on surface-level questions, they gradually discussed personal interests, life experiences, and the qualities they appreciate in relationships. Those exchanges helped viewers feel as though they were watching two people genuinely trying to understand one another rather than simply performing for the cameras. The lighter moments also played an important role. Shared laughter can often reveal comfort between two people, and several playful interactions gave the date a relaxed atmosphere. Small jokes, spontaneous smiles, and moments where both seemed able to laugh together helped balance the more meaningful conversations, making the overall experience feel enjoyable and authentic. At the same time, viewers noticed differences in their personalities. JJ often appeared more expressive and energetic, while John sometimes came across as more measured and reflective. Rather than creating conflict, those differences became part of what made the conversation interesting. Reality dating shows frequently demonstrate that successful connections do not always require identical personalities. Sometimes contrasting communication styles can encourage deeper conversations and greater curiosity about one another. Of course, not every moment felt completely effortless. Like many first dates, there were occasional pauses, brief moments of uncertainty, and conversations that seemed slightly awkward before naturally finding their rhythm again. Instead of making the interaction seem unsuccessful, those moments actually made it feel more realistic. Most people understand that meeting someone for the first time rarely unfolds perfectly, and those imperfections often make genuine connections easier to relate to. One noticeable aspect of the date was how communication appeared to improve as time passed. Early nervousness gradually gave way to more relaxed discussions, allowing each person to become increasingly comfortable. As confidence grew, their expressions became warmer, responses became longer, and the overall conversation felt more natural than it had during the opening moments. The cameras also captured emotional reactions that encouraged viewers to interpret the experience in different ways. Some fans focused on smiles and positive expressions as signs of growing interest, while others pointed to quieter moments as evidence that both participants were carefully considering what they wanted to say. Because reality television often relies heavily on editing, audiences should remember that only portions of much longer conversations are ultimately included in each episode. That editing process is worth keeping in mind whenever memorable scenes become popular online. Producers naturally organize footage to tell an engaging story, but viewers rarely see every conversation exactly as it occurred. Recognizing the difference between edited television and real-life interactions helps create a more balanced understanding of what was actually shown and prevents assumptions based on limited footage alone. Following the episode, social media quickly filled with conversations about JJ and John's date. Fans shared favorite moments, discussed individual reactions, and debated whether the interaction suggested the beginning of a promising connection. As happens with many reality dating shows, viewers brought different perspectives based on the moments that stood out most to them. Not everyone interpreted the date in the same way. Some believed the pair displayed encouraging chemistry and appreciated how naturally the conversation seemed to develop. Others felt it was still too early to predict whether the relationship would continue beyond the initial meeting. These differing opinions are common because every viewer notices different details and interprets body language in unique ways. Dating reality shows often inspire passionate discussions because audiences become emotionally invested in the participants' journeys. After spending several episodes watching people open up about their hopes, insecurities, and expectations, viewers naturally begin rooting for particular connections. That emotional investment helps explain why even small moments can generate widespread discussion online. If either participant has shared public comments about the experience, those statements provide the most reliable insight into how they viewed the date themselves. However, it's equally important to recognize when no additional information has been publicly confirmed. Silence should never be interpreted as evidence supporting one theory or another, and viewers should avoid reading too much into speculation circulating across social media. Respecting publicly available information remains essential throughout the season. While fans enjoy discussing possible outcomes, there is an important distinction between observations based on episodes that have aired and assumptions about events that have not yet been shown. Allowing the story to unfold naturally gives both participants the opportunity to share their experiences on their own terms. Looking ahead, several possibilities remain open within the series. Future episodes may show the connection becoming stronger, reveal new challenges, or introduce entirely unexpected developments. One of the strengths of reality dating programs is that relationships often evolve in ways neither participants nor viewers initially expect. For that reason, patience remains the best approach. Rather than relying on rumors or isolated social media theories, audiences can enjoy watching the relationship develop episode by episode. Doing so allows every important milestone, whether positive or challenging, to be understood within its full context instead of through incomplete speculation. JJ and John's date became one of the standout moments of Little Singles because it combined genuine conversation, natural humor, and the excitement of watching two people explore the possibility of a meaningful connection. Their interaction reminded viewers that authentic relationships often develop through honest communication, shared laughter, and a willingness to learn about someone new rather than through dramatic moments alone. It's understandable that fans enjoy discussing what the future might hold, especially after a memorable episode. However, it's always important to separate what has actually been shown on screen from personal interpretations and online speculation. Reality television offers only part of a much larger story, and future episodes often provide valuable context that changes first impressions. As the season continues, audiences will have the opportunity to see how JJ and John's journey unfolds through future episodes rather than relying on rumors or assumptions. Whether their connection grows stronger or takes an unexpected direction, the most rewarding part of following the series is watching the story develop naturally. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.